You are Locked On Astros Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Houston on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What a night at Minute Maid Park. It got me so excited that I scrambled last seconds to type up all the graphics, and I put 2 T's on best win of the season. I just noticed it as we started. What a night for the Astros at Minute Maid Park as they come from behind 5-0 to get a 7-5 victory over the Los Angeles Dodgers. And oh man, how nice is that? How nice is that to beat the Dodgers that way? And for Alex Bregman to be the one to do it with a walk-off home run in the 9th. Suck it, LA. Suck it. That's what we have to say to all those T-shirt Dodgers fans that were in attendance tonight at Minute Maid Park. Hello and welcome to the Locked On Astros Postcast on a Saturday night. Thank you for taking some time out of your evening after you've watched best win of the season. Best win of the season so far, I think. I'm going to kind of roll through the schedule a little bit and look back at it a little bit, and we're going to kind of determine if that was the best win of the season. But from the vibe standpoint, and I know that the Dodgers team is not the best team in the world, that's dealing with a lot of injuries as well. I don't care. It's a team that had a 5-0 lead in this baseball game. They're ticked off tonight. They feel down in the dumps about their team tonight. Because think about being on the other end of it. If the Astros did this, you blew a 5-0 lead late. And it wasn't like it was early. It was a 5-0 game until the 6th inning when the Astros scored 4. And then they chipped away a little bit more. Scored a couple more, tied it. Big Bad John Singleton. Just so many good things to get through. And look, the Astros didn't have a bunch of crazy great hits in the baseball game. Like, there's a lot of dunking in singles. That's okay. Got to go do it, right? Oh, man. I don't know if you can tell, but I am jacked up about this win tonight for the Astros. SupplyHouse.com is the reliable way. This is the reliable way to get parts fast. Shop for your next plumbing, HVAC, or electrical job and get fast shipping from coast to coast at SupplyHouse.com. So, Bregman, and I love the MLB app. I don't know if any of you out there get the MLB alerts like on your Apple Watch, which I can't even. I just got it saying that Bregman hit a home run. It says now. That happened like 8 minutes ago. Who's running that app? Tell me in the comments. Am I the only one that has the MLB app where the alerts come in? Which I don't need the alerts, obviously, because I'm watching it, but I just have them. Like they're always like 15 minutes late. Well, whatever. The Astros get a great win tonight. Great win on a night where the offense wasn't spectacular. I mean, the pitching wasn't spectacular. The offense was spectacular and coming back. Ronel Blanco was just tonight. I mean, he had a lot of strikeouts, ran his pitch count up, had to leave with inherited runners out there. And obviously, King comes in there and gives up the inherited runs. Dubin gives up a run. Scott gives up a run. You know, you gave up 6 runs in the baseball game tonight, and you needed your offense to go out there and bail you out. And that's exactly what they did. They get 12 hits in the game. They don't strike out a lot. The one thing the pitching did do tonight to the Dodgers was strike them out 16 times. 16 times the Dodgers whipped in the baseball game. But the shining moment of the game, the two of them, obviously Bregman's home run. We've talked a lot about Bregman. We've talked a lot about, whatever. And yes, to those of you watching live and those of you that watch this later, in the comments section tonight, let's see if those Dodgers fans pour on in, and we'll send our favorite player hater, David, in the comments over to deal with them. So you guys just get your news team assemble and get your tridents ready to deal with the Dodgers fans if they come in the comments. They always seem to come in about halfway through the show because I think people start hitting the search and it hits in the algorithm, and then people start finding it. Which, again, if you're new to the channel tonight, thanks for stopping by, saying hello. We like to do these. Well, I shouldn't say we like to do these. We do these after every game. We don't miss games. We'll do this again tomorrow afternoon. And by the way, just a quick programming note for this channel this week. We are going to have our first postcast for a Texans game this week because Texans play Hall of Fame game Thursday night. We're going to have that. Astros are off. I'm not going to – if the Astros were playing tonight, I was going to try and do both. If the timing allowed me to do so, I'd watch one game on one screen, one game on another, and do a postcast for both of them. But good news, the Astros are off on Thursday. So Thursday night, this channel will be live Thursday night after Texans and Bears in the Hall of Fame game. Look, I know we're going to be talking about backups and whatever, but that's okay. Just wanted to put that out there just so you guys know. We do this for every team, Rockets, Astros, Texans. This obviously got kicked off during Astros season, and we've had a roller coaster of emotion with this baseball team. And, man, I feel good. I feel good right now. I'm a man that did this show a couple of months ago, and I was actually sitting there today, and I was just kind of rolling through the YouTube page because it's been a fun ride with you guys doing this so far. And, you know, early in the year, it was so down, and I looked at the titles of some of those shows that I put the titles together. Typically, it's, I know that people want to overthink titles and whatnot. It's just genuinely like you do it in the moment or whatever. You do it early, whatever the game's dictating, and you just kind of roll with it. Like tonight, best win of the season. But I do mean that. But some of those were like season over. I did like RIP Astros 2024, and tonight they're alive, baby. They are so alive. They're going to go to the World Series again. Come on, let's go. Back to the ALCS for the 8th consecutive year. I could run through a wall right now. I could run through this wall in this bedroom here in my house, and I'm not going to do that. My wife would be pretty mad about that. Update on the AL West real quick. Mariners up 6-3 on the White Sox. That's in the 9th, so they're probably going to hold on there, obviously, and get the victory. Rangers did lose again today, 7-3 to the Blue Jays. So everybody was, the Rangers are on the comeback. Like, pump the brakes a little bit. Gone and lost to the Blue Jays 2 days in a row. So, that is what it is. Not going to give you an update on the A's and Angels game, which the Angels, by the way, are trading away, but they're going to start trading away everybody. So we're going to talk a little trade deadline at the end of this show. As I mentioned last night, if you were with us, we will kind of give a end of the show trade deadline watch update, what's going on, views, thoughts, any new rumors, whatever it is. Not a lot of new rumors with the Astros today, basically the same thing. But just kind of take a, overall glance at it because it matters for the Astros. In the American League, they got competition. This is a league that's very winnable for them still. And these are nights like tonight where, you sit back and you really, really, really look at it and say, this is a defining moment of your season, right? Like, this is a huge win. This is a game that you ripped out of the, it had defeat written all over it for the majority of the night. And you changed the narrative on it, flipped it like that. And, for the ups and the downs that I have had and a lot of you have had, this is a great moment when you have these games. It's a reminder that this team can bludgeon you to death at the plate. And so many people this year have had this. They're not good offense. And look, the numbers have proven out as the season's moved along. Like, collectively, they're one of the better offenses in baseball. Is it still missing a little thump? Absolutely. Now, of course, it doesn't help that Kyle Tucker, your second or third best hitter on the team, is out, and he's been out, and that's missing some thump in your lineup right there. But, they still can bludgeon you with a bunch of singles. And, baseball God's on your side a bit every once in a while. You have one dump in here, one dump in there. Then you make good decisions, good swing, whatever it might be. You do all the little things in the game. And if you do all the little things right as the game adds up and you put pressure on that other team like they did, and you saw it. You saw some clinching on the Dodgers side tonight. You didn't see that clinching on the Astros side. They stayed cool and calm throughout and pulled off, to me, best win of the season. And for Alex Bregman to have that moment, I think it was big. Let's talk more about him. Let's talk a little bit about John Singleton as well. We can't forget about what he did tonight, contribution. Let's talk about tomorrow. Let's talk about it being a sweep tomorrow. Can they pull it off? And if they do, will this obviously be the best sweep of the season? Do you even care that the Dodgers are as banged up as they are? I'm telling you, I don't. You got to play what's in front of you, right? And the Astros have taken care of business for 2 nights in a row, and tonight in dramatic fashion at Minute Maid Park. We'll do that. Talk about all that here in a brief moment on the Locked On Astros Postcast. This episode of the Locked On Astros Postcast is brought to you by Booking.com. Booking.yeah. Summer travel has heated on up, especially, of course, to get out and watch baseball games. It's time for you to explore those U.S. cities you always secretly wanted to learn more about. Yes, I'm even talking about your rivals' cities. I've told you guys plenty of times. I've gotten out on the road a lot of times back in the past to go watch the Astros, whether it be regular season or postseason. Chicago, Seattle, Boston, New York. I have been very fortunate and gotten all over the place, and I've hit half the ballparks, even the dump down there in Tampa. I've seen them all. And if you want to go to Tampa, go. The right stay can make you a fan of any U.S. city, even your rivals. Book today on Booking.com, on the site, or in the Booking.com app. And one more message for me before we get back to our Astros discussion. Let's talk about FanDuel. Sports are in full go. You got the games going on this summer. You've got football coming back here very soon. You're in full-on baseball mode as well. And to make those games even better, well, FanDuel. This summer, FanDuel is hooking up all customers with a booster bonus daily. That's right. There's something for everyone every day, all summer long. So head over to FanDuel.com and start making the most of your summer. FanDuel, official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. Locked On Astros Postcast here on a Saturday night. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm so excited. You know how excited I am? Got me a big old bottle of red wine waiting for me out there with my wife, and we're going to celebrate the Astros win tonight. And you know what? Usually I come onto this show and I sit here and I say, hey, if you're going to win fast. You're going to lose fast. They didn't win fast tonight. That's okay. I can live with it. I'm taking one for you guys tonight. I'm taking the game being a slow one tonight so the Astros can have the most dramatic win. Is that the most dramatic win they've had of the season so far? You know, whatever it is. And look, I do want to give a little bit of credit here too, which is, something that I feel like we have to do when things go right, because we so often get bogged down in the negative and when things go wrong. Credit not only to the players the last couple of nights, can we give some love to the manager, Joe Espada? He's made some good decisions all over the place, whether it was Dubon last night, whether it was Caratini tonight, pinch hitting, even Loperfido out there making a good play, drawing a walk eventually, bringing in Cabbage. He goes and gets hit by, Joe Espada, sir, take a bow, tip of the cap to you for what you've done for the Astros the last couple of nights, because I know that, we live in a world where the manager, and even early in the season with the way that this team was performing, we talked about it pretty openly, like, hey, is Joe Espada in some sort of danger with the Astros based off the way that they performed this year? And, it's evidence that you always got to stay the course in baseball. You can't overreact early. You can overreact, I should say. It's not that you can't overreact. You can always react to what is in front of you, what the evidence tells you. And the evidence told you early in the season that Joe Espada at that moment was in over his head. His team wasn't performing. They were losing games consistently. He wasn't making right decisions at times, whatever it was. He's got a little, like every manager does. He's got some things to him that are a little bit robotic, but he also is very advanced on playing the analytics game. And tonight, I think he kind of looked at the numbers and looked at things and looked at the matchups, and he pulled the right strings again tonight. So credit to you, Mr. Joe Espada. Good managing on your end tonight. Maybe the Dodgers fans are out there getting mad and yelling about Dave Roberts bringing in certain guys into the game and them giving up runs left and right. And it was nice, by the way, to have Bregman knock that ball out of the park against Blake Trinan, who used to just give the Astros fits at times when he was in Oakland A. But it was really nice that it happened as well, because we're not going to dwell on it for very long. That Altuve at bat against him in the 8th inning with the bases loaded and 2 outs, oh my goodness. Like, that was horrific. I know that Altuve is aggressive, and he's always been that way, and I don't want him to go away from it. And I've taken heat for it on Twitter this year, and I don't understand it necessarily. Again, the proof is in the numbers. Just go look at it. Altuve, his zone discipline has just gone in the tank. Like, he drew the walk to lead off the baseball game tonight, but He doesn't walk a lot anymore. He swings at so much. Like, he always swung at a lot of stuff, but he's really swinging at stuff he didn't swing at before. So, I just wanted to at least mention that. That wasn't just terrible at bat by Altuve in that situation. Look, it's a tough spot. Like, anybody, not everybody's going to come through in that spot. I'm not even mad at him for not coming through. I just, 3 pitches, 3 straight sliders. Whoa. Okay. Like, what are we doing here? You've seen this guy a billion times. I'd bet that if I pull up Blake Trinan's career against Altuve, he's probably faced him at least 15 times in his career before tonight. I don't know if they ran that on the TV. I don't remember off the top of my head or not. And this is what you do. This is called professional pausing, because I'm literally pulling up the numbers. That was the 12th at bat for Jose Altuve against Blake Trinan tonight. He has I know it's been a while since he's seen him. I don't know if he pitched earlier this year when they faced him. But, I mean, nobody on the team has more at-bats against Trinan than Jose Altuve. Next is Alex Bregman, who has 8. Bregman was 1 for 8 against Trinan lifetime ahead of that home run tonight. The only guy in the lineup that has a home run before that Bregman one is Victor Caratini, who is 2 for 3 with a home run against him lifetime. So look at that. You came to the Locked On Astros Postcast tonight. You get to trash talk the Dodgers fans in the comments, and you get knowledge. That's what I'm here for, right? You're welcome. I tried. Tomorrow's baseball game. Look, they don't have a lot of sweeps this year. Well, how many do they have? 2 or 3? And this will easily be the best sweep of the year if they're able to pull it off. Now, which way is it going to go? No idea at all. Spencer Arrighetti's pitching. I don't have a lot of confidence in Spencer Arrighetti keeping it close. All I can hope for is that this fella that the Dodgers are pitching, who's pitched 1 big league game, he was good in it. 5 1/3, no runs, 4 hits, 2 strikeouts, 3 walks. His name is River Ryan. I would like to speak to River's parents and ask them how they came up with the name River Ryan. I hope it was a family name. Could you imagine? Hey, we named our kid River. If there's any of you out there that are watching the show right now and your name's River, I'm sorry. That's just a little bit strange. But he's going to pitch against the Astros tomorrow. With Arrighetti, I hope I can be wrong. Here's where I'm positive on it, at least a little bit with Arrighetti tomorrow. Look at the Dodgers tonight. 16 strikeouts. Fromber had, 10 the night before? Tied a season high. They strike out a lot. Spencer Arrighetti can probably pull off getting a bunch of strikeouts. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you this. I'm actually feeling worse about it right now because in the live comments, David is over here saying that spaghetti is good enough to sweep. Let's pull up David's comment real quick, just for those of you, if maybe you're not paying attention to the comments as they roll here. But I don't know if this is a good sign or a bad sign. David was semi-positive there. So we'll see, guys. We'll see. Oh, Orioles sweep. Yes, thank you. Thank you for that. The Orioles sweep was really good. Simple as that. But tomorrow's going to be a really good sweep too, especially when you come in with a win like this tonight, with Bregman just pimping it out. And he needed that swing too. He needed a home run. We talked about him last night, how there's just been, it's a struggle to get back to where he is. He's been great for an extended period of time to get his numbers back up. But there has absolutely still been a lack of thump, a lack of extra base. And, that's as good as it gets. Yeah, you guys are right. Thank you again. The Orioles sweep is the best sweep of the season so far. I don't think sweeping the current Dodgers is like sweeping the A's. I don't think that that's fair. I mean, did you see the guy that they have at the top of the lineup? He hit the ball like 9 million feet tonight. I still don't know if Ohtani's ball came down. And look, they're still winning games, right? So it's not like they're beating a bad team. They're just beating a beat-up team. You got to beat who's in front of you. That's how I always look at the world with sports. I can't control and they can't control what form the other team is in, what health situation they're in. There's just nothing that you can do about it. So it's great. I'll take it. And I think you should be happy as well. Like I think you should also, by the way, if you're new to the channel tonight as we're sitting here doing this show live, hit that subscribe button. I think we're climbing to 1,400. We're almost there. Help us get to 1,400 subscribers. Come on. And then we can roll to 1,500 by the end of the tomorrow when the Astros go out there and crush. We're 1,398. Look at that. You guys are the best, for real. Let's talk about oh, never mind. I thought Dodgers fan was creeping into the comments. Never mind. Let's talk about trade deadline stuff. Still want to mention that. More proof of tonight, things that you do need for this baseball club, trade deadline wise. Let's talk about all that because it's going to be kind of our way that we end shows between now and Monday night. Is really the last time that we do this. Tuesday we'll have a reaction, I guess, to whatever that they've done, unless they do something before then. But let's talk a little bit of trade deadline for the Astros after this brief message on the Locked On Astros Postcast. Get supplies from the site that's made for the skilled trades, SupplyHouse.com. SupplyHouse.com is the reliable way to order plumbing, HVAC, and electrical products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Shop a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from over 400 top brands and get your order delivered right to your door with fast shipping from coast to coast. Need help with an order? Get expert support and industry-leading service from the friendliest folks in the business and talk to a real person every time. Pros in the skilled trades can get a competitive edge by joining SupplyHouse.com's free Trade Master program. Every Trade Master gets access to a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Join the thousands of trade pros already benefiting from their free membership at SupplyHouse.com/TM and order plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies from anywhere with just a few clicks at SupplyHouse.com. All right, the Locked On Astros Postcast continues. Thanks for stopping by. If you're new, come on back. So hit subscribe. You can come on back tomorrow, 1:10 first pitch. We'll do this show, somewhere between 3 and 4. Whenever the baseball game ends tomorrow, it'll probably be closer to 4, I would assume. And then all week long, we'll have you Monday for the Pirates, Tuesday, Wednesday. They will be off Thursday. So, again, if you're new to this channel is not just Astros that we're going to be doing. We're doing it for Houston sports. Thursday night, Texans-Bears, Hall of Fame game. So go ahead and make yourself a reminder now. We will be live after Texans-Bears Hall of Fame game for our first Locked On Texans postcast. We started the channel just in time to do one Locked On Rockets postcast at the end of the season against the Mavs, and then it's been nothing but Astros since. And don't think that since the Texans are here, I'm not doing Astros anymore. Like, on days that I can pull off doing Texans and Astros when they play the same day, I'm going to do it. If I can pull off doing all 3 at a time or two of them at a time, I'm going to do 2 at a time. So this channel's always going to stay with the variety of them all. And then, of course, postseason baseball will eventually be here as well. And if the Astros are playing a postseason game on the same time the Texans are playing, those games will take precedent, of course, as well, because they're postseason baseball games. And we'll get back to Texans a little later on. Or we can even, honestly, we have free reign to do the Texans postcast later in the day, so we could do that as well. So appreciate you guys stopping by. Trade deadline-wise today, nothing really for the Astros. We're, of course, in countdown mode. Tuesday is the big day. I know I've looked this up as we've been on the show before, and I always forget what it was. It is at 5 o'clock Central on the 30th, which is Tuesday. So 5 Central. The Astros will know ahead of the game Tuesday against the Pirates what their team is going to look like for the rest of this 2024 season. And it's nights like tonight, and this is the danger of it, where you go and do things like this and GMs get a little nutty. I will say this. Now, I'm just looking at the overall market. We knew this. We knew that the sellers were going to bank it when it came to getting prospects for players. Now, if you can get players with some control, of course, you're always going to give up a little bit. I felt like the Yankees paid a pretty high price today. If you didn't see that trade, they got Jazz Chisholm. And I'm not trying to down him. He's a good player. He's a good fit for their ballpark, I guess I should say, right? He probably gets more hype than what he's worth. But he's an exciting player, and he is a difference maker to an extent. But he's not like an elite player. Like everybody, I see the Marlon Starr, Jazz Chisholm. Like, he's not a star. Like, we don't have to call everybody a star. We can call the true, there's two stars on that Yankees team. It's Juan Soto and it's Aaron Judge. Like, on the Astros, they don't have a bunch of stars here in Houston. They've got a star in Jose Altuve. They've got a star in Yordan Alvarez, and they have a star in Kyle Tucker. That's probably about it if you're talking about stars. So that was one. Phillies got Carlos Estevez from the Angels. You don't have to worry about that, of course. The Angels are going to completely tear this thing apart, whatever's left of it that they can get stuff with. The one that I am interested in, I don't know that they're going to move him. Now, remember last year at the trade deadline, the Astros tried to get Josh Hader and Blake Snell from the San Diego Padres. Now, we saw all the late rumors in spring training that the Astros were in talks with Blake Snell to sign as a free agent. The Giants are not going to be a postseason team. They spend a bunch of money. They're not that good. Blake Snell has gotten red hot. He's on a 1-year deal, and I think there's an option for next year. Yeah, the Giants are 11 games out in the division, and they're probably a little bit further out in the wild card. I just wonder, now you would be going way into luxury tax here. Jim Crane loves to go splash over the luxury tax. He loves to go big. It's go big or go home when it comes to trades. This is a player that they coveted last year. He made it a point to let everybody know. He made it a point again this offseason to go out there and pursue him again. That's all I'm saying. Think about it. Would you rather have Blake Snell or Jamison Tyone? I got to roll the dice on Blake Snell. Man. But there's been no real links. There's been no real rumors with him. So we'll see again what happens this week for the Astros. It should be interesting. They're going to do something. The question is going to be, how far will they go? What they did tonight was pull off an unbelievable come-from-behind win. Loved every second of it. Probably the most fun I've had watching a game this season, I think, overall. I know that you guys had a lot of fun, too, and I had a lot of fun doing this show after they pulled it off. Thank you for joining us here tonight on your Saturday night. Again, if you're new, stopping by, hit the subscribe button, come back. We'll do this again tomorrow after Astros and Dodgers. Enjoy the rest of that Saturday night. We'll talk tomorrow afternoon right here on the Locked On Astros Postcast.